Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
Dear DM, I have a question about my suppressed anger. I know it's connected with my father. I try to work it out, but I can't. And I think this disturbed me to realize myself. I know I'm conscious, but I'm still a human being, and I don't know how to deal with it.
You are not the human being, you are the conscious being. You are only using the form, and you are already conscious. And you say you know that you are conscious. Once you know what consciousness is, then you cannot fall a prey to anger or any emotion, because your consciousness is not your word, it is beyond word. It is not your movement, but beyond movement. Every movement happens out of your consciousness, but your consciousness is beyond movement. Whatever you say as anger, hatred, or whatever the term, is absolutely a movement in space, but you are already prior to space, beyond movement. Once you settle inwardly and know the stillness constantly, you start knowing the unmoving reality within, which is ever present. You can't miss it. The unmoving reality is beginningless and endless and ever present. And your consciousness is already in the non-dual, unmoving reality. Nothing never happens to you at the conscious level. But your consciousness is yet to know that it is only consciousness. It is accepting itself to be the form with limited identifications. So all your suppression, or whatever the term you use, I can say all your emotions are not you. You are not the emotions. Emotions happen out of strong identification with the perceived duality. Once you are conscious of yourself through stillness, you stay beyond identification, beyond words. Once you know to stay beyond words, you will not get identified with the words. Neither you will fight, nor you will hate, because your true nature is beyond words. Unknowingly you are accepting the words to be yourself. Your true nature is beyond form. Unknowingly you are accepting the form to be yourself. Your true nature is beyond object. Unknowingly you are accepting yourself to be the object. Unknowingly you fall a prey to the happenings of the duality show, because your consciousness is yet to know that it is already non-dual, beyond movement, prior to space. Your consciousness is already beyond duality, but it is yet to realize what it is. Your consciousness is ever here and it is never born. This also your consciousness is yet to know. Just now, you know the stillness within, but this stillness contains the seed of entire manifestation within. Now, the whole universe is within you in this stillness. Whole cosmos is within you in this stillness. Whole galaxy is within you in this stillness. Entire manifested object is within you in this stillness. The entire space is within you. Now you cannot remain angry or hatred because you are free from identifications, you are free from object, you are free from movement, you are free from words. So by knowing the stillness within constantly, you remain free from the duality show. You remain free from the emotions-based duality show. You remain free from the forms-based duality show. You remain free from the object-based duality show. I tell you, there's nothing here except your conscious presence, and there are no persons ever here except your conscious presence. The moment you are conscious, all forms happen just now in your consciousness. Not only your form, all forms happen just now spontaneously by the play of the elements. Where? In your consciousness. Had you known that the entire world is happening reflected out of your consciousness, entire forms are reflected out of your consciousness, entire object is reflected out of your consciousness, which is separate from your consciousness, so that you can remain angry or hatred, which is separate from you at the conscious level. Your talks are based on personality level. Your consciousness is totally trapped by the personality level, not to be itself. It is yet to be conscious of itself. The moment your consciousness is conscious of itself, it remains so peaceful, because peacefulness is beyond movement. It remains joyful. This joy is also beyond movement. But you say you feel anger or hatred, which is a movement happening within space. It is not you. Whatever that appears to happen as movement or object or not you, because you are none of the movement perceived. You are the unmoving observer just now. Your consciousness remains ignorant about its unmoving reality. It never knows that it is the source of entire manifestation within space, and it never knows that it is already prior to the duality show, and it never knows that it is already the non-dual ever present reality. Till your consciousness knows that it is only consciousness within, through stillness, till your consciousness stays beyond words in its original state, there is no possibility for your consciousness to remain wakeful. Wakefulness is not a word, neither consciousness is a word. Wakefulness means knowing the peace within. Your consciousness is already peaceful, but it is yet to know the peace within. That's why you are made to close your eyes and know the peace within. Just now your consciousness is knowing the peace within, and it is more conscious of itself. Only when your conscious is conscious of itself, it is merging in the ocean of awareness, and by merging in the ocean of awareness, it is waking up to realize that it is ever present and never born, and whatever pursued within duality show as object, form, movement, happening, or only an unreal dreamy show, and there's no reality in any of the perceived duality. At least now, know that you are only consciousness and you are a conscious being, and your consciousness is prior to space, prior to words, prior to movement, and start knowing the stillness which is also prior to words, prior to movement, prior to space, and settle in the stillness and get to know your unborn eternity. You remain totally free from the duality show once you wake up from the manifested show consciously through stillness. Once you wake up, you know there is nothing here other than you, and you alone prevail here, and whatever observed as innumerable forms or objects are nothing but the reflection of the light, and you know that you are neither the light nor the perceived objects, and you are eternally here, endlessly here, and nothing has never happened to you. At least now, pay attention on yourself and know the stillness within. Know the peacefulness within. Through peacefulness and joyfulness within, your consciousness wakes up inwardly to realize its indescribable eternity prior to duality, prior to divisions, prior to manifested dreamy show. You are the observer and not the observed. Once you know that you are only the observer and not the observed, nothing never affects you. Wake up and know the eternal observer in you. That is the only remedy.